Hello guys, so welcome to our block 6. I want you guys to go ahead and take the time to pause this video, write in your essential question, and also go ahead and just write in the important information you guys see for the first example, okay? So when you guys have done that, come back and press play. So in this topic, we're going to be talking about tips, commission, and fees. And so our essential question says, how can we identify our tips, commission, and fees? So in our first example, we're talking about Justin prefers to work every day because he makes an average of $200 in tips. The total sales he receives from all his transactions is $800. What percent of his sales were given in tips? So we have to identify from his total amount, which is our total right here, $800, how much of that percent is given in tips. So if we know he gives roughly $200 in tips, what's the percentage we have to identify between these two numbers? So we're looking for what percent in tips, okay? So going back to our identifying whether we have a part or a whole, we know we don't have a percentage, so we have to identify which one is our whole and which one is our part. So go ahead and write in what is our whole and which one's our part. Okay, so based on just how it says up here, our total is going to be 800. So again, our whole is just another word of saying total. So this is going to be our 800. Okay, so part of that 800 is the average of these $200 in tips. So then this is going to be 200. So if you guys go back to your about work or in your teams, you know that our part, it always goes on top, and our whole always goes on bottom. Okay, so like I said last time, you can either set it up like this, which is 200 over 800, or if you do it the new method, you have 200 divided by 800. So just a reminder, your part is always gonna go on top. Part always goes on top, or it always goes first. So reminder, part always goes on top, so at top, or it always goes first, okay? I want you guys to remember that because I feel like you guys still struggle on that. So our whole always goes at the bottom, and it always goes second, okay? So let's write it on there. It's always at the bottom. Sorry. It's always at the bottom, or it's always second, okay? So put it in your calculator, see what you guys get. So when you guys divide 200 divided by 800, you guys should roughly get an estimate of... So again, just a reminder, it's asking us for a percent. A percent, guys. Is this a percentage? No. So we got to convert it into one. So remember, anytime we have a decimal and we want to convert it into a percentage, it's always times 100. So 0.25 times 100 equals what? Put it in calculator, see what you guys get. So it should roughly be 25%. That's it. This will be, so 25% of that $800 was the $200 of tip. So again, 25% of that 800 is how much was given to just... Alright guys, so for the next one, please go ahead and write down any important information. What numbers do you see? And of course, make sure to write down this table. So please take a second, go ahead and write down all the important information, draw this table, and then come back and click play. Alright guys, so as you guys can see in this example, we are already given our tip, which is right here. So make sure you guys write down the important information that is given, which we're given 10% tip. So that's a percentage. Again, a percent is never going to be a part or a whole. So make sure you guys write 10% is just a percent. Okay. It's never, so make sure you guys write this in there. It's never, so it's never a part or whole. Okay, So make sure you guys know a percent is never a part or a whole. Okay, it's just going to be a percent itself. All right, so make sure you guys write that in there. It's never a percent, is never a part or a whole. All right, so we're given a percent and we're given all this other section on this side, right? Okay, so what I want you guys to do is add these up. Add these up and it's going to give us our whole. Because again, whatever we add up here is going to be our total price. Okay, so let's add it up. We have $1.25. We have $1, and then we have $2.50. Okay, so add these up. What do you get? Put in your calculators, which will give you roughly $4.75. Okay, so now taking that number and your percentage, I want you guys to write it $4.75 times 10%. Where did I get this from? If you guys remember, we have our whole times our percent gives us our part. Okay, so again, this is our total. So this is our whole, because we added all of these up to give us our whole, and we just brought down this 10% down. Okay, that's all we did. Don't let it trick you. All we did again was bring that 10% down here. Okay, all right, so what do we do with the percent? I can't stress this enough. You cannot just straight across multiply this. That is wrong. What I want you guys to do is to always convert this this percentage into decimal form. So draw it on the side of your paper. 10 divided by 100, it's always going to be divided by 100. Always. Okay, so you should get 0.1. So you bring it down times 0.1. Bring down those $4. Can't stress this enough. Make sure you write in your arrows. I want to see arrows. I want to know how you brought down that information. And also make sure you are writing down all the steps. A lot of you guys are skipping over. I get it. It's probably too much work, but I want to see how you guys get the answer. So in case if you get it wrong, this is your way of backing up your answer, all right? So if you do $4.75, so if you put in your calculators, put 4.75 times 0.1, you will get roughly 0.48, or you might even get 0.47 if you're not rounding. Okay, so either one I am okay with. So again, since we're talking about money, if there's nothing over that decimal, they're just cents. Okay, so we got 0.47 cents in tips. Okay, because again, we're not identifying our percent. We're identifying how much of these $4.75 am I giving to this waiter. So we're giving her, out of our amount, which is the $4.75, I am giving her an additional 48 cents or 47 cents tip for her appreciation of being a good waiter. Okay, so now given this information, I want you guys to go ahead and work on the following examples on your own. I want you guys again to write down all the important information. Write down your numbers. Identify if you're given a percentage. If you're given a percentage, you are no longer looking for a percentage. So in your answer, if you are finding a percentage, if you're given a percentage, I do not want to see a percentage on your paper. Unless it's asking you to find a percentage, just like this example, it says what percent, then I want to see a percent on your paper, because we're not given a percentage in this example. Okay, so again, identify if you have a percentage. Identify which is your whole and your part. Third, if you're going to be doing a proportion, cross multiply, you do not need to make the percentage a decimal to cross multiply. You only do it when you're working with the other equations. So if you're working straight across, you have a whole times a percent. Make sure to turn that percent into a decimal. Then you multiply across, okay? Don't make this mistake, guys. This will be on your test, or it was on your test. So I want to make sure you guys do a great job. Alright, so once you guys are done working on these, come and check in with me in the back and I will tell you if you're right or wrong. Alright, thank you. You guys have a good one.